everybody, welcome back to Northernlion, Plays of Binding Isaac Afterbirth. Plus, I think we're gonna do a lost... oh, we need delirium as well. We're gonna do a lost Mega Satan attempt this time. 1, 2, J, B, Z, Y, 4, M, F, B, B, B. That's not really a good parody of Feist, but that's okay. Hey, I don't even know what I'm singing now, but it's defaulted to the Ethel Merman impression I sometimes do. Wow, after all that, the cats have chosen not to leave the room. A decision they will come to regret as the episode goes on and on and on. How do you get Mega Satan on a Lost run? It's actually like the most old-fashioned character to get a Mega Satan run on, I guess. Because you can't really use the self-sacrifice room to make it happen. Unless you have 9 lives, but even then, like, you're kind of pushing it. And even then, you still have to step on the spike and defeat the angel in order to make it. And as soon as you only get the self-sacrifice room bonus once you've actually taken damage in the process. So I think that you're just like essentially completely out of luck there. You basically have to will it into existence by not taking deals with the devil, which is extremely annoying to do as the Lost. But if we can get deals with the angel, maybe we can get purity or something like that, we'd be reasonably happy with our odds, I would say. I don't know why I even push these buttons anymore. Like, every once in a while they give you something, but the vast majority of the time it seems like it's trash. Excuse me, sir. Already went that way and came back, so pretty confident. That's probably our secret room, which means there's probably some stuff over here to fulfill the room requirement that would allow the secret room to exist next to that template. So, okay, well, this is not the way I intended it, and I don't even want to be on this room, because no matter what you give me, we can't get anything out of it. Can't take your HP. Can't take your HP upgrade. You did give me a chest. That gave me some HP. You know what? I deserved that for being negative. Thank you for showing me the error in my ways. It does mean, you know, if we're going to try to do Mega Satan on this run, which we are, it does mean we're a little bit behind the 8 ball relative to the average Lost run. Because the Lost runs typically live and die on the strength of that first deal with the Devil Room. If you can, you know, no matter what your run is like with your first couple of item rooms, you can usually hack it through the first couple of floors without getting hit twice on any given room. You might have to bomb a boss or two, but apart from that, you know, if you've played enough to be able to, you know, enjoy playing as the Lost, you got a reasonable shot, I would say. But without having that opportunity here, we're really relying on our boss rooms and our item rooms. So there's a very real chance that we just find ourselves not really with enough fuel to get there. So I imagine this is probably going to run the risk of being a little bit of a slower run. But that's not necessarily bad. Lots of good deals with the angel, if we could ever will them into existence. And moreover, although it might be mildly annoying to deal with, you know, the old-fashioned way of getting a deal with the angel, let's remember, it's called the old-fashioned way because it used to be the way, the only way. Now it's an inconvenience. Back then it was inconvenient, but it was also necessary. So we're actually very, very lucky that as other characters, we're kind of not subjected to this. We're also very lucky we picked up Synth Oil, which is a pretty marked increase in our damage here. And I guess if you want to focus on positives that are kind of only positives because we're the Lost, we're definitely gonna get a deal with the devil here. The only 2 possibilities are deal with the devil or death. We will keep using bombs. Probably it's better to use them for secret rooms, but I would love to get Small Rock, which is why I'm making a little bit more of an effort there. Anytime we can use a bomb and get more than one thing out of it, I think that's what we're going to be excited about. You know, if we can get like a judgment blown up or a fortune teller or even an enemy killed that would otherwise be irritating, something like that can tip the scales. And sure, Little Monstro is actually fine. Maybe even better than fine. No tears down, please. Retrovision. One day, I will understand why there's all these meme pills in Isaac. That day is probably unlikely to be today. But today is gonna... What does he mean when he says it's gonna be the day when I'm gonna throw it back to you? Has he been storing some kind of commemorative baseball for 30 years? How? Is he giving her is he giving the person in the song the baseball in exchange for something? Is it because he loves her? It sounds like the plot of like Fever Pitch. Not the British version, which is markedly superior. I'm talking about the American version starring Jimmy Fallon. Remember when he was almost a movie star? He was also in Taxi with Queen Latifah. And Drew Barrymore. Here's how we do this. Pop it. Thank you for not being paralysis. You're annoying, but you're not paralysis. And here, I think we'll try. It's a bit of a lark, but we get Lazy Worm, which I think is actually pretty bad. But you know what? Let's take it. It'll be weird. And we still get to hold our Devil card. I don't know. Lazy Worm strikes me as a trinket that exists to fill out, like, the amount of trinkets that are in the game. Here's a trinket that makes your shot speed way higher. Here's a trinket that makes it way slower. Maybe, just maybe, I'm missing out on some kind of otherworldly synergy. But I don't think so. My expectation is that I'm not. Always weird when you have a room that comes after the boss fights. Let's see. And we should not have come in here. Dude, Lil Monstro is going to do all of our work for us right now. Little Horn, you stand no chance. And you know, the main benefit of Mini Monstro is what it's doing right now. The fact that it can dismantle these enemies while I'm a little bit on the weaker side. But the secondary benefit is that it allows me to hold this Devil card until I can really get myself out of a pinch. So I'm going to take Duality. But in taking Duality, have I not screwed myself into only getting deals with the, deals with the, Devil? And if so, we might as well take Incubus at that point as well. Is it we need the goat head maybe to make this? No, I might be wrong. Like, I think the way that it works, and sorry, I'm just trying to parse it through in my brain right now. I think the way that it works is that we're going to get a 33% chance of a deal with the devil, but because of duality, if we get the deal with the devil, it will also pop up a deal with the angel. We just gulped Lazy Worm, so I hope you weren't feeling too negative about that item. A Thame is going to do nothing for us, but that's actually fine. Yeah, so prepare to have Lazy Worm forever. Which I believe means because it comes in trinket form, it might be like actually nearly impossible to get a good shot speed now. And we need to play a little smarter. Like, there was no reason for me to... I wasn't scared that we were going to die on that room, but there was just no reason for us to have even tempted fate. Like, it was strong enough that we didn't have to worry about it. So now, 10 out of 10 items, Goat Head. Save your bombs, because we have a deal with the angel chance on this floor, I believe. Joker cards would be worth a lot. Well, maybe. Maybe Joker cards would only take us to a deal with the devil because we only have a deal with the devil chance. Duality just changes it at the moment of, you know, forgive the term, but conception. I don't know. I mean, this is the thing with Isaac, and it's one of the things that keeps the game relatively fresh even this late in the experience, is that there's always a little bit of variability. It's like the same amount of variability that the National Football League has in ruling what is and is not a catch. You know, but in this case, it's hard-boiled into the game's mechanics. Not subject to the whims of Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell? I don't watch the NFL. I basically just, I regurgitate the things that they are mad about in my Skype group. You know, like, they go, oh, how can this not be ruled as a fair catch? That's ridiculous. And I go, yeah, dude, well, I mean, Brock Besser took a 800-mile-an-hour slap shot on his ankle, but you don't hear me crying about it. Okay, we don't even want that, a minor. It turns out he just had a bone bruise, so he's okay, as we came back and scored in the next game. We did lose 7-5, but that's all right, because we kind of want to lose at this point to maximize our chances of getting the draft pick, even though we know we're going to get screwed and probably end up, you know, with a 5th or 6th pick in the lottery regardless. I mean, there are some bad teams this year, so... Anyway, the point is, hopefully... I mean, trash item, no question. hopefully, we're able to beat the odds, get a deal with the angel here, and kickstart our chances. So we're still fairly unpowerful. We've done it. Okay, that's gonna be little chat, obviously, but then what do we get in here? Something good, please? Trinity Shield. I think I would not say good, I would say acceptable, and then this is where we're gonna pop our devil card. And we gotta be pretty smart about the way that we tackle this. I should really just, first off, be thankful for the fact that we actually got a chance to get Purity. I didn't even consider, when we picked it up, the odds of having gotten it on our first Devil Room, which are essentially, like, close to nil, probably. We're gonna head downwards. Unless, yeah, I thought maybe a second secret room might be, in order. Sure. I chose not to take Data Miner, by the way. I recognize that Data Miner does give you the chance to get stats. I also recognize that Data Miner is really bad, in my opinion. I really do not like it. Now the question becomes... I love the speed, don't get me wrong. I was just gonna say, are there bad items in stone chests? And the answer is yes. In this case, Bob's Brain, and I'm the champion of Bob's Brain. If you're listening, Bobby, you know I love you. It's a bad item for us right here. I wish I didn't have to say it like it is, but it's a bad item for us. It's gonna really raise our damage potential, which honestly is something we need at the present moment, but it's also way too dangerous to have taken if we didn't have Curse of the Blind. So, that's, again, one of the reasons the Curse of the Blind is kind of fun. It forces you to mix your run up a little bit, but I am a little scared. So the ideal outcome is we just manage to use Bob's Brain close to the start of any given room. I got a good feeling about Magic Mush. We need to save one bomb for sure. Magic Mush or like a Tears Up pill or something like that. What we could really use is a spacebar item that's actually demonstrably better than D4 is for us right now. And you might be saying, well, you had a chance for Data Miner. Yeah, that's why I deliberately worded it to say demonstrably better. And you might say, why didn't you just take Data Miner but not use it? To which I say, I don't have that degree of self-control. You know, to thine own self be true. As soon as I pick up Data Miner, it's gonna become, we'll just use it once and see how it goes, and then it's gonna be like, oh, we're in a hole, we gotta try to get ourselves out of it with Data Miner. And before you know it, I'm sunk. Shouldn't have done that. We had taken damage on that room, so a bad trip would have killed us. Would have been just a horrible way. It's a minor mistake, but it would have been a terrible way for us to end this. What does Brown Cap do? Because, Blasting Cap makes poops explode. We definitely do not want to gulp it yet. Blasting Cap makes poops explode. What? No! That one makes poops explode. That's such a worse mistake. Alright. Starting over. That hurts, because we were actually making pretty good progress. But you know what? Life goes on. It's not all about getting Mega Satan. That is, we can also get Delirium. We can also get Delirium if we don't have a chance of Mega Satan. So, that hurts. But you know what? I guess I'll never forget that one. I really thought that Blasting Cap was the one that that led to us blowing up poops, but I might be mistaken. I mean, I am mistaken, I think. Little Haunt. Just okay. A lot of Curse of the Blinds, man. Or was it Bob's Brain maybe hit an enemy and is now causing me to think that it was, like, I've got my trinkets confused when actually I was... That is just as likely to be it. There might have been a fly circling around there that I wasn't paying close enough attention to. Kind of a freak accident, but it does happen. I'm gonna choose not to be too salty about it. I'm gonna choose to live my life and be thankful that we had a nice little warm-up run to start today. And, you know, you can be thankful if you're watching this. You're probably gonna end up with a little bit of a longer video as a result. Now, much more difficult boss than either the Pin or Little Haunt. I do miss Mini Monstro, which was doing good work. Little Haunt, I need you to... Yeah, thank you. Nice. Any damage you do is more than enough. I'm scared he's going to pop any second. There we go. Fear Shot is kind of... or Fear Effect, I should say, is kind of bad right here, but... We made it. We picked up a nice damage upgrade. It's actually the same level of damage upgrade that Synth Oil was, so that's interesting to think about. Don't die on this room, please. These guys are annoying. I think we got him. Wheel of Fortune. No bombs, but Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So the run's looking fine. We're almost in the same situation as last time. We have a familiar that's pretty good, and we have a damage upgrade that's taken us to 5.19 damage. And we have a trinket I don't understand. We also have Blood Bag. So we have to be cognizant of the fact that this is going to lead us to get Deal with the Devil precedent, so we would need to get Purity or Dad's Key. But I'm going to take it all regardless, or I'm going to take much of it regardless. And the reason I'm going to take it is because this will be a shop item, I think. Yeah, not a shop item we want, but the reason I'm going to do it is because it's so rare to encounter... Sure. It's so rare to encounter a blood bank, or a black market, that I'm going to use that as my Zane precedent. And I think that there's justifiable reasons for that. So we didn't actually improve that much, but Nightlight is probably a little underrated, especially if we end up fighting Hush trying to get to Delirium, which probably just became the most likely path we take through this run. And Mom's Box of Trinkets, it only has to give us an amazing trinket once. Silver Dollar could have been fine. Double Moon, you know, probably not a 10 out of 10 trinket, but it's got something going for it. But we're looking for something a little bit better. Item Rooms on the Womb, Cancer Trinket, Curved Horn. There's so many trinkets in the game that I gotta genuinely kind of take a second to think about what they are at this point, but... Excuse me. Thank you. That is Empty Locket, which is useless for us, and Black Feather, which is interesting, but also probably useless for us. Thank you for nothing. I don't even think we care about the shop right now. The only thing we'd be looking for is like a card, or maybe a half-price item, but sort of unlikely. We're fighting Monstro. Please jump. Because I'm going to try something. You tell me he did not get hit by that? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I'm not dying to Monstro. I refuse to die to Monstro. It's just not in the cards. Good players don't die to Monstro. And neither are we. Health up. So we get a range upgrade, which is obviously garbage, and we get Brother Bobby, which is garbage, and we get Missing Page 2, which is essentially garbage. But what we're going to do here is go back and look for our item room, which we're going to very much hope is not garbage. We could still... Hey. I think out of these, we probably want Nose Goblin, but... It's just like a worse booger tiers, but still maybe pretty decent. You get double the effect for holding Mom's Box of Trinkets as well. Ooh, one of these is a library. And now we're talking. Okay, if we can get a useful, like, Book of Belial, and we did get Book of Belial, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, we'd probably rather have the trinkets for now. Or at least we'd rather see if we can get a 10 out of 10 trinket first. And Judas's Tongue is completely irrelevant. The cartridge is probably irrelevant. I know I'm saying irrelevant a lot, but, you know, a lot of items as the Lost are, like, literally, they fit the description, you know? Can you give me Mr. Boom? Would I even consider taking Mr. Boom in this situation? Probably not, huh? Sure, you know what? I mean, our damage is great. We lose a luck upgrade, but that's probably fairly inconsequential. Let's take Book of Belial. We don't give Book of Belial a lot of respect, and we should. We tried to look for a secret room in a situation where it clearly could not be, because we already had one. Book of Belial also increases our Devil Deal chance, which could be useful in helping us get the tools we need to beat Delirium. Sorry, buddy. Now we can actually make our shop worthwhile, albeit just barely. And it ended up being worthwhile regardless. And do you want Book of Belial? Do you want Buddy in a Box? Well, we can have both of those. Or do you want the coupon, which would save you a lot of money? I think we probably want to stick with Book of Belial. But we'll take Buddy in a Box, which very occasionally will be really useful. Okay, that was a very, like, strange finish to this floor. We made it out. We're looking good. I think relatively decent, at least. Probably not looking so much for a Mega Satan play, although, you know, don't knock it if you got it. What is our 39.38% chance to deal with the devil? Is that the pentagram combined with the extra effect from Book of Belial? What a strange situation. Health up and luck down. Wow, our luck is at 1, actually. And Buddy in a Box already proving, like, it can be useful. Giving us Death's Touch right off the bat. Not extremely high damage, but any damage is a lot better when it's piercing. Well, that's not true. Probably, like, Hemolacria might be better if it doesn't pierce. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that! Don't quote me on that! I'm not that confident. Don't quote me on that. Okay, that's why I was never invited to be in Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Ended up having to make my own cover band, Tom Petty and the Fartbreakers. I don't want sack of pennies. It's not very good. Well, it's not bad, but it's not very good. I stand by that statement. We do have, you might be scratching your head, NL, what are you hoping to accomplish with health up? Well, there's a decent, reasonable, realistic chance that we could, change characters. You know, we could die, come back as Lazarus, die, come back as Blue Baby, die, come back as Dark Judas. If any of these end up happening, we'll be happy to have the health upgrade. Now, I'll trade, our existing health up pill for any other useful pill in essentially an instant. Dude, sad bombs, I love you. But for now, if we got nothing better to hold, we might as well hold something that could make a big difference for us in a very, very niche scenario in the future. We are going to have a chance for boss rush here, albeit a fairly unlikely one. Not just because I think it's going to be slow for us, but because our run is not the kind right now where you look at it and go, oh, that guy's got boss rush written all over him. Like, this is a run where, as of right now, I'd be happy to beat Mom. Any other character, I wouldn't be as modest, but as the Lost, you know, you have to accept your limitations, and any room can hit you twice, more or less. Even a room that just has turrets on it can get you a couple of times if you're not paying close attention. That's just terrible. I'm excited combined with low speed. It's not gonna do us a lot of favors. So, wow. We definitely want blank card. And in having blank card, we want to see cards. And that's, I mean, what literally just happened, but just give me 2 cents. Just let me buy the card that's in there. Don't make me go scrounging around for 2 cents. Because a blank card Joker is amazing. A blank card to Diamonds is incredible. A blank card Chaos is a much easier path to victory. Although if we want to beat Delirium, we still gotta find a way to make that happen. Beyond that, don't get too cocky. We might not even make it that far. We just took damage on this room. 2 cents, please? I mean, we got sack of pennies. We're gonna get 2 cents, but just a question of when. It's not a question of when or who isn't tried. No. You know that guy. He did the Party of Five theme song, I think. It's just a man. At least when he did the concert, he told us he did the Party of Five theme song, but I don't know. Maybe he was blowing smoke up our you-knows. Two of spades. Actually, like, sort of a trash tier get. I hate to waste valuable bombs like this, but I honestly think that, I mean, like, within a second here, I can take us to 40 keys. We're never going to need more than that. So I think, use that. I see a battery charge down there. I could probably get us to 80 keys. Would you be content then? You know, two of spades took us to 80 keys. I want a different card. I would rather have, like, the Magician. That might be a little extreme. In fact, they're going to take us over 80 keys. We might get to, like, 88, I think. That's enough money. I'm just going to finish our charges off, though, before we go back. So, you know what? We might actually not have a beat on boss rush at all. We're that slow. I think it's a rate of fire issue. Like, our damage is above average. Well, our damage is maybe above average. I don't know why I was thinking 88. We're definitely... Oh, no, we're going to get to 88. That's right, yeah. I was forgetting about the fact that we can also use our card after we've used all of our charges. So 88 keys is more than enough forever. And so now we got Blank Card Devil, which I think is actually pretty okay. And our boss room was just hiding there the whole time. We're going to be out of here roughly on schedule, but that's essentially means that if we want to keep pace on the next floor, we're going to need some darn good items right here. This might be a doubled room. It is, which means we will not get any charges for our Devil card. And the Devil card is not a 9 out of 10. It's not a 10 out of 10 for the Lost. It's probably somewhere in the 6 or 7 range. Once every few rooms, getting a chance to do more damage. Especially if we're going for some pretty powerful bosses. I think it's worth something. And the Coat Hanger is an extremely good item. Essentially just, that's a 30% damage increase. You know, you look at Magic Mush and you go, oh my god, damage doubling. This is a 12 out of 10. Coat Hanger's got to be sort of up there with a 30% increase. Not quite of the same magnitude, but still very good. And, you know, to get Torn Photo along with it. Essentially, with 2 items, we just doubled our damage. As long as all of our shots hit, which they won't because of knockback. But as a shorthand back of the napkin calculation, I think it's fine. So now, we want damage, because our rate of fire is amazing. And you're probably not going to be a black market. I don't know if I've ever gotten a black market out of a dirty room. I've been told that it can happen, and I believe people when they tell me that. Enough people have told me that I don't think it's in dispute. We do have a worse, I think it's a worse buddy in a box on this floor. Should really just be thankful about the fact that on the last floor we had an excellent one. Damage wasn't that great, but the tear effect was wonderful. Anything we get beyond that is just a bonus. Could have done that better / differently, and not worth it. Just storing the Devil card until, honestly, a room like this actually seems like it's fairly worth it. And the Devil card actually might as well be made overtly better by the fact that we have a much higher rate of fire as well. You knew that thing was going to pop out. We got pretty lucky. Our speed is garbage. It verped a health up pill. That's disappointing. Only and only if you're the Lost is that disappointing. Even as greed, you're happy to get a health up because it means you can actually take a deal with the devil and mercifully the game has given you a chance to improve your run. Through traditional metrics. But we're starting to kind of come out of the shade on this run. I think we're starting to get to a position where, you know, we can look at this and say there's upward momentum in the future for us. In theory. We got a guaranteed deal with the devil here. We got Blank Card, which synergizes so well with cards and runes. We just gotta wait for one of them to show up. An Emperor card, a Chaos card, Immunity to explosions is nice. Trying to think of what else. Even, like, the world card. A stars card. Like, there's a lot of great outcomes potentially here. And we're right at the end of the floor, so I'm not too worried about the fact that we got disrespected with the teleportation there. No Krampus. This is, I want everyone in the comments saying no Krampus. A Krampus is a guy who thinks he's Santa, also known as a demon. Car battery. Good? Maybe not so good with the devil card, but good regardless. And we know that if we ever find our, if we ever find a card that is kind of the holy grail for us, this is going to be even better. Yeah, so it actually does nothing for us as the devil. Stack as many boogers as you can. You ever sing that hymn in church? Stack as many boogers as you can, Obadiah. I don't know, I'm just gonna keep making one line longer and longer, I guess. Low brim, not too bad. Multi-dimensional baby, can be okay. Shade, mostly garbage. But there's something to this run. No curse, please. Nice, okay, that's actually wonderful. Little Brim is the standout, no doubt. Multi-dimensional buddy's gonna do some help for us. He's gonna be some help for us. We got too many familiars. Like, it's hard for us to land shots, to be honest. We will peep this through. Yeah, with 90 keys and a little bit of time, I think we can afford to go for this. And Shade actually did amazing work right there. You can't use multiple devil cards on a single room. So, we're kind of just hanging in here. We need to get to a shop and buy a better card. I wouldn't be upset if we just bought Champion Belt. Or, Sack of Sacks, or Sackboy, or, you know, many different options would be completely functional here. Because of car battery, we actually... Essentially, we have unlimited bombs already. Now we definitely have unlimited bombs, so... It is dicey as the Lost, but we should probably, like, open every room by putting down a bomb, as long as we don't get caught in the blast ourselves, and we're to blame. Well, out of these, what would you take? We're so close to 999 cents, but... Whoa, we got hit by something. I think you start with Champion Belt, and you know that it's pretty likely you're gonna make enough to get Black Candle as well, which is also extremely useful. At this point, the run's okay. We got a real chance of having a chance to beat Delirium. We just want to not have a Curse of the Blind or something that could screw us, you know, not be able to see where we're going on a floor, get teleported around. Endless Wheel of Fortunes, I would say at this point, you could probably say that they're better than getting the Devil card. Our damage right now is almost as good as our damage with the Devil card was prior to this floor. Now, mind you, our damage with the Devil card now would be even higher. You got me there. Magic Mush is an interesting choice. Not Magic Mush. Liberty Cap is an interesting choice. There's our boss fight. So we can make boss rush, but with no teleportation, boss rush means actually 0 to me. Wheel of Fortune. It's... Oh, what? We just got Goat Head. It's actually like an endless sort of consumable generator. So once every few rooms... Don't die like that. To be able to, once every few rooms, blow up 2 fortune tellers with a single bomb, and then, as necessary, give ourselves 48 more bombs. Or actually, it would be essentially 4 times the number of bombs that we presently have added. We can turn our bombs and combat into other resources. And with 94 bombs, I gotta be way more aggressive about blowing up skulls. We could use so many more valuable cards. Please, don't make me laugh. So we're gonna say no thank you to Boss Rush. Little disappointed in that. We still have an item room on this floor. And I think you just straight up do this. Not a good return on our investment, if I'm being straight up with you. Shoop de Whoop is very tempting with car battery especially. I would have to think about it, because it would nuke most of the rooms that it was a factor on. No, we don't have to think about it. See, that's the nice thing about getting the low roll payout. Sometimes it actually just does not matter. Help. No! The tractor beam actually sucked me in. I need to go back and watch footage, because you're going to think that that was just a complete throw, and in some ways it were, but dude, that is extremely upsetting. Because of that tractor beam combined with us moving into him and our low speed, I could not escape. I was sucked in. Like Garth in Wayne's World. Anyway. Bit of a wash. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.